Limits, episode 114. And on this episode, Concord is maybe coming back as a free-to-play game. And what else do I have on the show notes? Let's see. We'll figure it out. Intro. Where's the intro? It's over here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Sam. Here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor, and you're listening to No Limits, a PlayStation podcast, episode 114. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Brianna and Sam. And I did that out of order. Oh, well. Remember, you can find the video version of this podcast over on youtube.com/SaveTheGameMedia every Tuesday. And while you're over there, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you'd rather listen to audio, we are on all your favorite podcast services. We would love it if you could leave us a review. It helps us grow, and we would love any feedback. If you want to support us and get early access to all Save the Game Media content, head over to patreon.com/SaveTheGameMedia and choose the tier that's right for you. Just like our current patrons did. Fabulous Brianna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Lindsay, Nikolai Knight, Cypher Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus Sonia, Lillian, Mimi J, David Hodright, Dave Harp, the Xbox Expansion Pass, Alpaca Tom, Lee Navarro, Salcanet, Illyria Woods, Parker III, Shelby Massey, Chad, and Rick Davis. And interact with us in the Discord. Links are in the show notes. Also, in 3 weeks, I will be in Rome, New York with Kevin, Bree, Kyle, I think Brandon. And no, you're not, Bree?
No, I am. I was just messing with you.
I'll be playing video games for 24 hours straight to save money.
I'm going to be traveling for 24 hours.
For Stollery Children's Hospital. Oh, wait, where are you going after Extra Life?
No, I'm not. It's not that I'm going somewhere. I'm just coming from home in there. But
yeah, it sucks.
It's just a long day of travel. It's going to be 10 hours of travel.
Oofy.
So.
But it's for a good cause, Bree.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make me play. What game do you want to make me play at Extra Life? Do you want to force me to play?
Overcooked. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, this could be a valid answer.
Yeah. I don't have it on my Switch.
First live playthrough of Astrobot?
Perhaps.
Maybe. We all play Bloodborne. Let's make Kevin play Bloodborne again so we can yell at him how bad he is.
Yeah. We could. I still put down Dark Souls 1. I had printed edition on PC and I put it down when I was for Capra Demon. I'm like, nope. And I never came back.
The run to Capra Demon is
I hate it. I hate it so much, Bree. I'm like, this sucks.
Those
This
freaking
game sucks.
dogs, man. I love that game.
I'll come back to it one day. It's on my remember I sent out a master list in a Google Doc of all the games I want to play in my entire life up to now.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested that you're using just a Google
no,
document
it'll turn into a
rather
Google
than
sheet.
No, I mean rather than a note on your phone.
Because I can turn into an Excel sheet.
Okay, you can do that on your phone too, but that's okay.
I'm going to say it. Run to Tower Knight, far more annoying.
Tower Knight.
How much of Dark Souls 1 have you played?
Wait, Tower Knight? You mean Demon Souls Tower Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That run is a nightmare.
That was fine.
No, it's not.
Run to Tower Knight is fine.
It is not fine.
Wait, the bridge with the dragon, and then you've got the watch.
All right, you're right. Yes.
Bowman, and then you
have to go around the top.
So if I can deal with the Tower Knight run, which I beat him, for the record, I put down Demon Souls for no good reason. After the spider boss, I was tried to play fight Flame Lurker at level 12. Didn't work so well. Now I'm in some weird hotel. In Demon Souls I left off where I was at this weird
hotel.
Not hotel, this compound castle with many. It might have been a prison.
Oh, you're ahead of me then.
Sam, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to come back and fight the Flame Lurker. That's where I left Demon Souls. And then Sekiro, I barely played. Dark Souls 3, I beat Vort. And then I fell off.
God, I love Dark Souls 3 so much, you guys. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was God, right. I love that game.
It's okay. I'm done trying to do stupid magic. I just want to hit things with large objects. God.
That's exactly what I do. I get a giant sword. Or in Dark Souls 3, I also will grab, there's a boss weapon that's like a huge golden hammer. I just like smack people with that.
It's not Smo's hammer, is it?
It is.
Oh my God. Is that weapon in Dark Souls 1 too?
I think so. Something similar, not the exact same.
Gotcha.
You know it is in Dark Souls 1, Moonlight Greatsword.
No.
That's not Moonlight Greatsword is in every game.
It is in every game.
That was the joke.
Including BB gun.
That was the joke.
I should play Dark Souls 2.
You should not play Dark Souls 2.
Toph,
if you beat Dark Souls 2 before Dark Souls 1 or 3, I don't know if I can talk to you anymore.
Oh, Toph is drawing blood. Okay. If I beat Dark Souls 1, you said if I beat Dark Souls 2 before what?
Before 1 or 3, you're going to be in real big trouble.
If I beat... Oh my God. Stop the screen. Why? Because Dark Souls hate it?
Because Dark Souls 2 is not good.
I heard it's the best DLC of any Dark Souls game. Allegedly.
Dark Souls 3 DLC is incredible.
It's like Dark Souls PS deals.
Sam's clocked out.
Dark Souls Remastered on PS4 is... No, it's back to full price. Yep. Oh, well. Oh, well. How are you guys doing?
Sam, you go first.
Sam, is that apple juice over there? Or is that... that's OJ.
It is orange and mango juice.
Oh my God, Kate, can I complain about how I cannot find Ace juice in the States?
What is Ace juice?
It's like this juice like that they serve with every freaking breakfast in Italy, and it's so good.
Interesting.
Please, somebody tell me where to find it. Anyways, keep going.
Italy, probably.
The Italy store.
I don't know if you don't know that, if you guys don't know this, but Italy actually isn't part of America.
No, but there's so many Italian Americans. There's so many Italian Americans in the United States. You must be somewhere near you, Bree. Come on.
Taylor, I'm telling you, I have been to so many stores looking for this juice.
Order it online.
I even tried ordering it online.
Oh.
And I could not find it. Granted, that was a while ago, so maybe it's there now, but...
Maybe you can make it yourself.
I tried that too.
Oh, and it wasn't as good.
No, like I literally couldn't find the ingredients. There is it's Ace. It's got carrot, orange, and lemon. It's called Ace juice because of like the Italian names for the vegetable / fruit.
Oh, it wasn't a reference to asexuality. Okay.
There is a recipe online now, though. What if I can find it?
Allrecipes.com, man. All Recipes is hit and miss.
You can order it from Italy.
What is it, like $80 with shipping? Probably.
I had no idea. Anyways, I looked at Sam's juice, and that's what I thought of, because I was like, he's close to Italy.
Closer, yeah. What? Maybe a flight would...
Not true.
Flight would...
You are so much closer to Italy.
A flight would be, what, a few hours? Let me Google this. LHR to...
Okay, being closer to Italy does not equate to being close to Italy.
Yeah, Sam, it is a 2 hour 30-minute flight on British Airways nonstop.
Are you serious? That's not close?
It is only $144 one way.
I couldn't even get halfway across the country with that amount of time.
I think this is also the artifact that flights are just a lot cheaper in Europe because a lot of their airways are partially state-run.
It's a
like
conspiracy.
British Airways, Lufthansa, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to check out this shipping.
Okay. Anyway, Sam, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the sum of it. Just fine, nothing to report. Nothing interesting to.
Nothing interesting. You have a new PC, Sam. Shut up. Report it.
I mean, yeah, but that's not how I'm doing, is it?
He's not a reporter.
That's like.
You don't equate how you're doing with the state of an external object. Come on, Sam.
No, that's
silly.
Not.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Anyway,
because I don't. I am silly, as we all know.
Silly. Okay.
Yeah, no, I do have the new PC up and running. It's running all of this. So I mean, the camera is there, but I'll probably be looking here more so than anything else, just because that's where my display now is.
Sam has a more powerful PC than Bree or I.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3080 is not as powerful as a 4070 Ti.
Yeah, but we also know how to change parts on our PC. So
good point. Yeah, Sam. If the time ever comes where it's like, my PC isn't doing what I needed to anymore, would you just buy a whole new tower, or would you actually consider doing some work yourself?
I don't see that ever feasibly being a requirement.
Don't see you doing work on your PC ever feasibly being a requirement?
Well, I mean, in terms of having to upgrade, where I'm realistically for what I'm going to be using it for, which is for the work side rather than the playing game side most of the time. I'm not going to need to upgrade because it can very, very easily do everything I need it to do on the work side. And again, even though I have the capability now, if I have a choice between a PC code and a PS5 code for something, I will always take the PS5 code.
You loyalist.
Yeah, I'm a shill. What can I say? Yeah, I just still prefer the console experience, as I was saying before we started. But it's nice to have the option at least. But yeah, but to answer your question in a hypothetical, I think I would probably investigate what it takes to upgrade. But even if we got to that stage, like you said, maybe like 10 years down the line, I would probably just hand this down to someone and then invest fully in a new tower, which a lot of people might laugh at, but
I'm laughing.
I'm just really not interested in the tinkering and sorting things out myself, because if I know myself, I will probably mess up something that can't even be messed up. So
Sam, I messed up badly last year. You remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
I think I fried. Yeah, I broke my motherboard, I think, or my CPU, and then I definitely broke my CPU.
Yep. And I'm just not about that, you know. So yeah, I don't even know how like moddable / modifiable this
Alienware,
build is. That as far as I know, there's a lot of like proprietary stuff in here. So I don't know how interchangeable those different segments are, but yeah, I got it for the ease of use, and it's just like I get everything. I can just turn it on and it works, and I turn it on and it's working. So that's all I need it for. I'm really not interested in going beyond that.
Good for you. That's what I might end up doing that in the future if I get too tired of PC building, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bree.
It's a coward's way out, but I'm a coward.
Sorry, Bree.
No one said you weren't, Sam.
Jeez.
Thanks for your words of affirmation, Bree. They mean a lot.
Sorry.
I'm doing worse now than when I started talking.
Okay.
So
have you been playing the games, Sam?
Yeah, I've been playing some stuff. I Platinum Proteus, which I said I was playing over the past couple of weeks. Excellent shooter. Highly recommend.
Dusk. Play Dusk now. Play Dusk. It's Halloween.
It's on my to-do list. Taylor.
Yes, Sam.
Near the very top. Don't worry.
Yes, Sam.
Proteus has got me in the mood.
So, you be playing Dusk on PS5 or PC?
TBD. Probably PS5. But I'm not averse. I will consider my options over the coming days. What else? I played through a little VR game called A Fisherman's Tale, which is like a cute little, very short narrative puzzle game where you're using sort of duplication and size manipulation stuff. That was nice for a few hours. I'm still working my way through Cult of the Lamb. I'm to the point now where I'm close enough to platinum it that I can't stop. It's becoming very, very grindy, which is annoying me, but my brain I need to do it now. So, but I am in the home stretch there.
Have you ever considered not?
I have considered not, Bree, but that's just not what my noggin does. My noggin is like, you're on like 85%. That's close to 100, isn't it?
I wish my brain did that.
Yeah. Just for game completion percentage, not even trophies for you, finishing games.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I see what my brain does is it says, oh, this is the last boss. You're basically done.
That makes me physically ill. But you do you. No judgment. And then there's a few things on the PC side that I've dabbled in. I think I can't even remember where I am timeline wise. I might have said last week, but I dove back into Starfield for like a couple of hours just to see what the PC experience is like. Still don't like the game. Okay. Sorry.
I hate you. Sorry.
What else? Unheard Voices of Crime is one that Bree tagged me onto, which is a little audio-based sort of deduction puzzle sort of game. Not as in-depth and as sort of like brain puzzling as I'd like it to have been, but it did still scratch the itch, and it was quite cheap. So that was good.
I feel like that game is more of like a proof of concept more than anything.
Yeah. The foundation is there. They just don't really go beyond it or do much interesting with it rather than the base premise, which is fine. Like it is a good premise, and it plays well. But just unfortunate that it didn't really expand beyond those mechanics. Maybe I don't know if that team, whoever made it, is going to do more. Maybe they already have, and I'm not aware. But I'd love to see if they can take it somewhere a bit more complex. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of Borderlands 3 on PC, just to see what, again, similar to Starfield, see what the PC experience is like. I love Borderlands. So to dive in and play a first-person shooter with the settings on max and the F frame rate and all that stuff, just to dabble. Again, not going to be playing it more, just to test out what this is capable of. And then I don't know whether either of you have heard of this. It's a new thing, not my vibe at all, but I'm really liking it as a wind down after a long work day. There's a game called Tiny Glade.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like just a very chill zen. I don't even know, like
building sim.
Building sim. Yeah. I think
like
that's close.
Cozy building sim.
Yeah, where there is no objective, there's no progression or anything. You are just like making cute little dioramas.
Sam,
of
Animal
little
Crossing.
villages.
You're gonna hit it. Stardew.
I've said that I've skirted around the edges of Animal Crossing. I think the game itself doesn't really appeal to me in terms of the thing that I keep playing religiously, but as something that is a sort of brain turn off, like I said, like a wind down sort of thing. Tiny Glade is doing it for me at the minute.
Have you seen all those like crazy builds where people build like Hogwarts and stuff like that?
I'm nowhere near, like not in my wildest dreams could I feasibly do anything like that, but I like just building tiny little quaint little villages. That's fun. And I've got a lot of other stuff downloaded, like Sword and Sorcery, Bree, but I haven't gotten to that yet. I will get to it very shortly. No rush.
You'll enjoy it when you get to it.
I will. And I haven't played it because obviously I 100%ed it, but I did actually in the mail get my Animal WoW copy.
Oh, is that limited run?
It is. So yeah, very happy to to have this now. Nice little booklet with all the instructions and just sort of very vague suggestions and hints and little lore stuff. Nice to have.
Someday I'll
Add
play
into
that
my
game.
collection.
Wait, hold
Someday.
on. Look, back up. Someday I'll finish that game.
I have even less faith in that statement.
Wow.
Well, I did start playing it, so I have played it.
You have, at least, yes.
But I think I played it for like an hour. I said, I'll get back to this later.
Sounds familiar.
All right. Fair enough. Bree, you?
Yes. I am doing okay. Just living my life, make my way downtown and all that stuff.
Making my way downtown.
And yeah, doing fine. What have I been playing? Astrobot.
Nice.
I will say I am Astrobot. No.
I am.
I love
Someone
that.
someone not made it a Tony Stark edit of I am Astrobot yet on YouTube. Must have happened.
Probably.
You would have thought so.
Yeah.
And this seems like a, that's just like a skimming of the top of the memes that you can get out of it.
Instagram and TikTok maybe too. Yeah.
I'm almost done with that game, and then I'm playing Silent Hill 2. I know I have a million things that I have to do and play, but I really want to play Silent Hill 2 in October while it's spooky season.
Yeah.
Speaking of spooky season, I did read, or I'm reading a book called Graveyard Apartment. It's good, not great. Nothing's really happened yet. Horror books are kind of interesting because with movies and stuff, that they have to like set up the premise, right? And then by the time like like what's happening, everything like it's like really at that like pinnacle end of act 2 moving into like, kind of like the act 3, like where they complete everything. Books do the same thing, but because books are so much longer than movies, it's kind of difficult for me to read horror books sometimes, especially when there's not really a specific main character. So I'm enjoying it, but it's taking a long time. I watched a movie called The Deliverance. It's on Netflix. It's a horror film that just came out this year, I believe. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. Wasn't that scary. And then it kind of ended in some very Christian ideology stuff. Which I was like, whoa, that was a because like the whole time it was kind of like faith-based, but it was like a hard turn into like Christianity, and I was like, whoa, I don't think I was ready for that.
Wow. It's kind of how I felt about Charlie Brown's Christmas special. At the end, they start singing a song about Christ, and I'm like, I guess it's Christmas, but that caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway.
But it's the exact same horror movie, Charlie Brown. Very similar.
Dude, what is it? Public domain Winnie the Pooh stuff. Make Charlie Brown.
Brown horror.
Linus's blanket. Linus's sentient blanket.
Yeah, for
kills
sure.
Everyone.
That sounds, yeah. Mm-hmm.
His name is Linus, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay, yeah.
Or I think it is at least. Anyways. So yeah, I've been doing that. I've been reading books, other books as well that aren't horror. Not that we only have to talk about horror, but I've been reading a lot. So I think that's everything that I've been doing besides hanging out with Luna. So
nice.
Oh, I've also been watching Wakanda Forever. I'm like 30 minutes into the movie, 40 minutes. I don't know. It's a long movie.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a long movie. It's like 3 hours or something like that.
The longest movie I've seen was The Irishman.
I've not seen that.
4 hours?
What a waste. What a waste.
Sam?
What a waste.
What a waste of 4 hours?
The Irishman's a good movie. Shut up.
If you say so.
Wow.
You know it's a horrible movie? Benjamin Button.
I've been asking this question forever. When Benjamin Button is a, quote, old man, is it legal for Is Benjamin Button considered a minor once he's old but young?
So he has 2 stages of being a minor, then, is what you're proposing.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's unprecedented under U.S. law. There needs to be protections there.
There's double the amount of time that he can't have sex in his life.
Yeah, or like all the other protections that come with being a kid. Does he have to go back to school? Truancy, Everybody under the age of 18, but I guess he wouldn't be under the age of 18.
But okay, so the question that just I can't remember because it's been a while. When he's old, does he like emerge and he is immediately like fully conscious, as in like capable of speech and everything? It's not like he's got the mind of a baby.
Yeah, it's more about the mentality. I think, you know what? I think Sam is kind of touching on something where it's like the idea of our laws is the mentality behind it, right? Like in the mental age of people.
Gotcha.
There's still some moral questions for sure.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, I think the moral questions of like, who would be attracted to him at that age, perhaps would be a question mark. But like the mentality part and like the maturity of your brain is kind of the question.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So stumbled onto a Benjamin Button's philosophical discussion. You know what?
It demands a lot of other interesting discussions. Like, is he eligible for Medicare when he's over 65, but he's physically...
Taylor, I can honestly tell you, I have never critically thought about that movie because I hated it so much when I watched it. The only thing I was thinking is I don't want to be here.
Okay. Oh. All right.
I hated it.
Now let's talk about Sophie's Choice. I'm kidding. We're not talking about Sophie's Choice.
My therapist recommended that book.
Wow. If it's anything like the movie, that's going to be a hell of a book to read, Bree.
Let me clarify, because I think there's 2 books that have the same name.
Sam, you've seen Sophie's Choice?
Mm-hmm.
I have not.
Good God.
Library.
I'm surprised the therapist recommended that book.
Oh, sorry. Not Sophie's Choice. Sophie's World is the name.
Okay.
I was going to say, I feel like there's something that's not connecting. It is, I think it's based off of the question that is posed, but it's a little bit different.
I can tell you offline what the actual choice Sophie has to make is, but if you don't know.
Okay. Sure.
It's, I wouldn't call it uplifting. That's all I'll say.
Oh, no, the book is not so far uplifting.
Sophie's World isn't uplifting either. Interesting.
I don't think it's like, yeah. I mean, it's like a little kid questioning why we're alive. So
we're alive because we were born. You're just born.
God,
you don't have any choice
because my parents made a decision.
It would be a so much better world if rather than parents saying we'll make it work, they said let's make sure we can, we have the time, financial capability, and emotional capability to care for a person.
Child. Yeah, nobody considers that. I don't say nobody.
If there was
the percentage is very small.
A dystopian like survey where it's like you can't have kids unless all these things are satisfied, actually that would have its own issues. You get what I'm saying? If somehow there's a magic wand where no one would have the urge to have kids unless they were secure in their lives in all the ways I described, man, the amount of criminal activity and bad things about the world would go down so much, man.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well. Toph is now sleeping on my clothes. This is what happens when you don't put away laundry promptly.
Yep, cats love laundry.
Anyway, I guess it's my turn. This week has been closed out the week with maybe is it the worst news I've gotten of the past two, at least? No, actually no. My apartment exploding was actually, I'm going to argue, worse news last year. Anyway.
You could just say you got bad news.
I got bad news.
There you go.
I have to make it a superlative. Yeah. the worst, the best, the favorite news. No, okay. Yeah, so apparently 10% of my company is going to be laid off. We all got the announcement Friday afternoon, and my manager had no warning. My director, I don't think, had any warning. 2 weeks ago, we were told staffing levels were fine. And now they're not. So I'm going to walk into work tomorrow. So Friday afternoon, right, they announced that. So naturally, Friday evening, I'm not into a good headspace, to be frank. Anyway, so I kind of shook some of it off on Saturday, or I tried to. And on Sunday, well, that's this morning. Still there a bit, and I'm sure walking to work Monday is going to be very awkward and scary. There's going to be layoffs, and we don't know who's going to be laid off or what it's going to, or if you're subject to layoffs or not. We don't know. We just know the company's going to reduce its workforce. So now I'm kind of questioning. I'm still going to Extra Life, for the record. But now I'm questioning, like, what other leisurely purchases do I have to think about putting on hold or not? Like games, like the trip to the UK that I want to take to visit Sam in the spring. I don't know yet. I'll have to see how the next couple of weeks pan out. And my lease is due for renewal no later than early November. So I have to give them a decision pending this layoff news. It's not fun. Yeah.
Boo. Layoffs suck.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, let's see. I beat the Control. I beat the Foundation DLC in Control. However, I have 14 unresolved quests in my quest log that I must resolve with the help of a guide before I put the game down. I want to cleanse all the altered objects. There was this awesome mission in the Foundation where you're in like this synth movie. That's all I'll say. That was great. And yes, the Foundation, I think I like the Alter World expansion more just because I'm an Alan Wake shill. But the Foundation was very good. And I think it was double meaning, right? It was the foundation, like what's the foundation of the oldest house in the Bureau of Control, but also I think it's definitely reference to, the SCP world foundation. The foundation is like secure, contain, protect. It's always in reference to the foundation. So I think that was also a callback to that. But yeah, if you go explore the origins of the oldest house underneath the oldest house, that's all I'll say. And it's also a pun, right? The foundation, literally the foundation of the structure you're under. So yeah.
I have to say, I think Control has the weirdest editing of a game I've ever experienced.
Editing is in cutscene editing?
No, is in like, when you walk into a new area and it'll like take the camera, like not literally cutscene, but it'll take the camera away from you for a second and it'll do like the big letters or like the weird, like, like where it almost turns into a movie for a half a second and then it gives you the controls back. It's like that kind of thing. So not necessarily like full cutscene, but like the way that they intersperse like these little shots in the video game.
Gotcha.
It's bizarre. The cutscenes are edited weird too. Not in a bad way, in a good way. But
that's just Remedy,
Yeah.
That is just Remedy. There's a lot I don't think I understand.
They're like, hey, look at this face.
Look at this face. Yeah. I could probably spend a few hours just reading, like, if I ever need to refresh myself on aspects of Control, I would just open on my save file and read all the files that I think are relevant. Because there's so much, right? There's so many notes, so many recordings.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And
too bad you can't listen to the recordings while you walk around.
Yes, I'm sure there must be a mod to fix that I never installed. But I was trying to upgrade one of my weapons. I was trying to upgrade Spin. Spin, I think, is my favorite weapon form. And I was missing a resource and I couldn't find throughout the entire DLC. And I'm gonna have to look up a guide for that too. It was a corrupted something.
Hmm.
I never found the charge. There's another one. Really, I'll call it the generally explosive weapon forms that great. Charge, pierce, and there's one more. Much more fan of grip, shatter, spin. What about you guys? Did you use the explosive weapon forms much? I'll call them explosive. The ones that detonate things or explode things much.
I use like mostly shotgun stuff.
That's a shatter, yeah.
As far as I remember, Pierce was my go-to personally.
What was your go-to?
Pierce, the sort of sniper one, right? Kind of charge
Pierce,
up.
yeah. So I used Pierce on Pierce was the one I occasionally also had in my rotation. Yeah.
Mm.
Especially for armored guys.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look it up. Control weapon forms. Yeah, so charge, it's charge and surge. I never really found myself using that much. I'm much more a fan of, rather than using charge, just upgrading launch, the power. Oh, I really got into upgrading C's. I love me some good C's. That's how I beat the final boss of the Foundation. I effectively turned 3 enemies to my side, and they were just wailing on the final boss while they were distracted fighting them. I just kept hitting them with objects.
Yep.
It's the closest you get to necromancy in Control is C's.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times. And after that, I want to clean up Control. Then I think move on to Alan Wake 2. However, I think my PS3 games are finally coming in this week. It's Resistance. Of course, now I have to pay up for them after knowing I might be laid off, which is unfortunate. Worst case scenario, I could always resell them.
Yeah.
But I think I can afford the expense for now. It's like $85 for 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so for Resistance 1 through 3, Infamous 1 and 2, Killzone 1 through 3, altogether it was $85.
Pretty good.
I think that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Tim, I don't know if you've heard of these games. Resistance. It's like an old PlayStation franchise.
It rings a bell, honestly, but I'm not sure I would be able to place it.
Yeah. Me neither. I mean, I've never played them, and I never would, but...
Maybe if I Google it. Resistance PlayStation. Oh, no, I was thinking something else.
Right.
Never mind. Don't look that good anyway.
Where's your skull thing? Or your mask thing?
Don't know what you're talking about.
His the Hellgast, the Killzone Hellgast collectible you have that has a soldier's head and helmet with the glow up eyes.
He knows what he's being sarcastic.
Oh.
It's there.
Okay. Wait, can you make the eyes glow in the dark, please?
Did you just want to look at his butt?
No, I just want to see the eyes light up. Woo!
Oh my god,
Wait,
that's so spooky. That's actually so creepy.
Yeah, I'm gonna post that in Discord now.
We talked about your butt, just so you know.
Bree did.
Excellent.
I said, did you tell him to do that so you could look at his butt?
Dude, this is so spooky. Like I just
it is so spooky.
In the limit chat on the Discord. It's just, dude, that is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Wait, does it just stay on until you turn it off?
Yeah.
Is it plugged in or batteries?
Batteries.
You're gonna waste a lot of power, Sam. It's worth it.
You're the one that told him to turn it.
Keep it on. Keep it on, please. Double A's or triple A's?
Taylor's like, how dare you waste energy?
Double A's or triple A's, Sam?
I cannot remember.
Just take C or D batteries.
You have
do you guys have those in
batteries
Britain? C batteries.
What are you even talking about?
So do you know the batteries that look like cylinders that you put in a flashlight? These that are stacked on top
Yeah,
of each other.
I mean, most batteries are cylindrical. Yes.
The big ones.
Well, sorry, yeah, right. The ones that are thick, much thicker than AA's. So Xbox controller takes AA's, for example, but the much bigger ones that are like
Wait, I'm
the
curious
diameter of a carrot. Oh, all right. Those are, I think, C or D batteries. And there's the ones that look like rectangles.
Right. Okay, I can confirm it's cylindrical batteries.
Okay. It's probably AA's.
Maybe, yeah. We'll go with AA's.
Nice.
I was trying to.
So anyway, that's what I've been playing. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is staring me in the eyes, though. Oh God, I need it, but layoffs. Here's the thing: I don't know whether to cut my discretionary spending now or wait until I'm actually laid off, and then be like, smoke them while you got them, before the layoff. You know.
Your call.
It is your call. I would say, like, if you aren't spending like exorbitant amounts of money, you should be okay, right? Because you've got savings.
Well, I was spending exorbitant amount of money over the past couple months for travel plans for the fall, extra life and family. But yes, I have savings, and I get 6 months of unemployment, and I have enough savings to last me for close to a year. And that's if I didn't decide to go crash my parents.
Yeah.
Crash my parents, then I have no rent to pay.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be fine.
God, oh God, oh God. Yeah, you're right. If I get laid off, my life is over. That's how this works, right, guys?
That's
Nope.
yeah.
Well, my healthcare is tied to my job, and I'm too old to get my parents' health insurance, Sam. So I'd have to get crappy health insurance from the marketplace if that happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's stop doing.
Or you just come to the UK and you get free healthcare.
Let's stop doing anxiety.
I'm trying.
Spiraling, and let's just refocus. Okay, Toph.
Yeah,
Toph, listen to me.
Find jobs.
The job market sucks right now. You're right.
The job market is butts.
It was great when I hired in 2023.
So long ago.
Yeah. Anyway, what's been going on this week, guys? Oh yeah, Concord. All right. So Concord was it delisted officially from Steam, right? And PlayStation, and then everyone was refunded. Yeah. So Concord's officially delisted. However, over the past few weeks, this comes to us from Mike Straw at Insider Gaming. The last few weeks, there have been multiple updates to the game on Steam, according to Steam database or SteamDB. Since October 6th, there has been over 20 updates, such as words like PM test, Sony QAE shipping, and Sony QAE. It's unknown what the updates are exactly, right? But there are rumors that Concord is being reworked into a free-to-play title. And at the end of August, there were less than 700 players on Steam, while reportedly selling just 25,000 copies across PC and PS5. So at the end of August, there were less than 700 concurrent players on Steam. And just 2 weeks after its launch, right, it was shut down by Sony and Firewalk, the developer. And PlayStation and Firewalk have not provided a comment. So maybe.
I think it's a mistake. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a niche reference, Taylor, but you'll certainly get this. Bree, I'm afraid you probably won't get this. If you do,
I don't
I'll be
get
impressed.
anything.
Okay, wow.
This is, to me, this is like setting PlayStation up for like a Morbius moment, you know? Where it's like you put out a product and it doesn't connect with consumers, and by hook or by crook, you find a way to re-release it and put it back onto the market, and you're just setting yourself up to take an even worse optical PR bruise. Like, I love Concord for what I played, and I was sad to see it go. I would have continued playing it if it was still around, and if it did come back, I would play it, no doubt. But I think that I don't have any faith that if it does come back in any capacity, free to play or otherwise, I don't have any faith that it's going to have a rebirth, a turnaround. I don't think many people are going to give it a second chance that weren't on board already. Because if it's getting close to re-release as whatever this new iteration is, if it is coming out at all, it hasn't been that long, right? It's been a month and a bit, a couple of months, and that isn't enough time to completely overhaul game systems, visuals, cosmetics, monetization. So like, I'm concerned across the board. Like, I just think that the safest bet is you've given all the consumers their money back. You can just essentially pretend it didn't happen, which is sad, but just pretend it didn't happen. Move on. You've got the success of Astro. You've got the success of Silent Hill. Steamroll into next year where you've got Yote and everything else. Don't dig up a body that you've already buried, is what I'm saying.
Sam, I like exhuming bodies in graveyards in my spare time.
To each their own, you know? You do you.
And then I put them back in.
Yeah. That seems like wasted effort, you know? He's just wasting time because they were already in there.
Sam, that's how I appreciate the Fallen. God.
I would say there's far more effective ways of doing that than being like, oh, we'll bring it back out and just have another look. And we're like, oh, no. Yeah, it's still dead. Back in the ground. I don't know why PlayStation would want to risk that, even if they think that Concord is solid at its core, which it is. I don't know why, given how badly it went for them, I don't know why they'd even want to take the risk, because it is a risk, no matter how much faith they have in the game. With the perception around Concord, even just the name of the game, it's like I don't see it panning out well. I'd rather them. It feels them opening themselves up to stepping on a rake, which is something that they don't normally do.
Mm. Well, I think it might be a case of sunk cost fallacy as well.
Yeah.
It could also be Firewalk pleading with the company to get a second chance at the threat of closure after this. We don't know, right? I can only imagine Firewalk, and from the way the execs would look at it, is as a liability right now, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever seen a free-to-play comeback on a live service or multiplayer game since Destiny 2. It's the only example I can really think of.
I mean, like, I guess tangentially, No Man's Sky still would correlate there in the sense that
it's not free to play though. But it came back.
That's true. Right. That's true. Yeah, free to play. I don't know.
That's what Destiny 2 did, and it paid off, right? I think was it 2016, 2018, sometime in there they made it free to play, and the structure paid off.
Yeah, but I think even that came with its own problems, you know.
Right. It also doesn't have the cachet of Bungie. This is a new studio.
Yeah. And again, you've got the stink of Concord's first go around on the studio and the product itself. So you're almost coming in with a negative perception rather than an indifferent or a, I don't know who these people are. I'll see what it's like. It's like, okay, well, they did Concord. I would say Bree, I don't know whether you'd agree that I would have thought if Firewalk was just going to be shut down, they would have done it by now. They would have dissolved the company. I would hope that Sony are aware of, yes, they've lost a lot of money on it, but it's probably better for them long term to retain the talent, even with the upfront cost, because you're seeing so many layoffs and studio closures, and it's like you are going to reach a breaking point where you then don't have the talent that you need to create the pipeline of content that sustains your platform.
I mean, my thing is, I would say it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that they won't close. I personally think that it could be something where they're trying to assess the situation. So they're like in meetings of like, hey, what options do we have? How can we fix this? Like, stuff like that. I think that that's definitely feasible. I do generally agree with you that it does make more sense for them to have already closed the studio if they were going to, but I don't think that they're necessarily like in the clear just yet, because it's only been like a month.
Yeah, I don't know, because you have different examples where, like Luminous, who did Forspoken at Square Enix folded that developer and brought all of their talent in-house elsewhere at Square Enix, and that happened like within a month and a half, I think, of Forspoken coming out. But then you have something like Arcane Austin at Xbox, and they had Redfall, and the studio was allowed to exist for over a year post Redfall's release before they were closed earlier this year. So I don't know. The only thing that gives me hope is that Sony has historically been far more gun shy about shuttering studios. Like they do close studios, no doubt. I mean, they closed London Studio, right, relatively recently, but they don't do big swathe cuts, shutting multiple teams down at once. They happen relatively infrequently in comparison to potentially other corporations or publishers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I also think, I don't know how fair of a comparison this is. I do look at something like Media Molecule. Media Molecule are still around, and they're still allowed to be working on something else, despite their last proper game being Little Big Planet 2, which was over a decade ago.
And they're about to shut down Little Big Planet 3, sidebar. You have until October 30th to buy that game.
And, people like it or not, but Dreams was essentially a failure. Nobody cared. Not many people bought it. There was a dedicated community for it, sure, but in the grand scheme, it was quite small. And they're still being given a shot. I would have thought that when London was closed down, Media Molecule might have gone as well, because again, Media Molecule, now that they've got a Sobi to make the kid-friendly platformer, mascot, whatever, they don't really need a Sobi. So PlayStation traditionally close studios when they have something that doesn't fit their portfolio anymore. And I don't know that the Media Molecule games that they've made historically, and obviously more recently with like Dreams, those certainly don't fit the portfolio, and they're still around. So I would hope that they look at the talent inherent within Firewalk of ex-Bungie, 343, Halo, Destiny developers, all of these things, Call of Duty as well. And they're like, this is better for us to have in-house. We lost money on it, but give them at least one more chance. in an ideal world. If there are multiple consecutive failures, then of course, but it's their first game and it didn't pan out. I feel that'd be pretty brutal. Closing a team after one studio. I know it happens, but not traditionally under a publisher as big as Sony. So, especially because they need first-person shooters. Sony need them. They need one or two internal franchises. And Firewalk are very obviously competent at making first-person shooters. So it seems very silly to discard that talent. Just scale down the budget, scale down the scope of their next project. Let it be more of a trial test run thing. Give them maybe an old IP. I'm not saying Resistance, but just something, whether it's SOCOM,
Resistance,
whether it is SOCOM or Resistance or Killzone,
Mag, Sam.
There are plenty of options.
Homefront,
where you use an established IP, which will immediately then draw in that fan base of that IP. So you're immediately widening your potential pool that will buy into your game, setting the game up for potentially more success than it might do otherwise, again, with the stink that's now on Firewalk. I don't know. It's a tough one. But I'm on record that I will be very, very, very upset and angry if Firewalk is closed. Deeply unfair, I would say. I understand the realities of business, but there is an optical thing that I think Sony need to pay attention to.
I think my hope is that they do realize that the studio did I feel like the game was good. So hopefully they objectively kind of realize that, where it's like, this wasn't a failure. Honestly, I personally feel like this is partially Sony's fault of failure in marketing, failure in handling the IP, stuff like that. I'm not saying it's 100% their fault, but I do think that Sony needs to take some ownership over what has happened. So yeah.
You don't throw the baby out of the bathwater. I think you realize, yes, there were critical flaws with Concord, whether it was the art department and the aesthetic design of all the characters in a hero shooter. That's sort of a fatal flaw, I guess, on the wider scale, perception wise, from consumers. That's the feedback. So you implement changes to rectify those problems rather than just saying we'll get rid of the whole lot, because I feel like that's antithetical to the reason you bought them in the first place. You bought them, yes, for Concord and the promise that it potentially held earlier on in development, but you also did buy the talent as well by proxy, and the talent is still there. You just need to redirect it and shape it in the same way that they're bringing Bungie more in-house as just a traditional PlayStation studio now after their mismanagement. Obviously very different situation, but I would hope that is the same, where maybe Sony does not put the iron boot down, but sort of maybe is a little more curated and hand-holdy, in the same way that they are with their other teams, to ensure quality and everything. We'll see. I'm not convinced it's coming back, to be honest. Again, I prefer it didn't, but I'll play it. I'll play it. If you bring it back, I will play it. But will I be playing it for another couple of weeks before it's closed down again because it failed again? That's going to look bad. And then I think Firewalk would be done. If they tried again and it failed again and potentially failed even harder, you release it as free to play and it still gets the same player count, if not lower, because less people want to buy in because they knew how it went last time.
They rename the game. They're like, look, it's a different game, guys.
Hey, it's Concord from Walkfire. Wink, wink. Brand new game. Never seen this before. Don't do it, Sony. Don't do it.
Is this
Fair
where we
enough,
play
Sam.
the funeral song?
Oh, the meme
Mm.
where they're dancing with the coffin.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
I actually don't.
This one. The coffin dance meme. Come on, Bree. Here.
Message it to me on Discord and I'll look. Y'all.
There.
Why is this? What? I don't get it.
Okay.
But no, I've never seen that.
All right.
The amount of time you spent on TikTok, I am actively amazed you haven't seen that. But
You don't know how much time I've spent on TikTok.
oh, so I'm sorry. Am I making an incorrect assumption that you just scroll through TikTok like a mad person?
You are, because how else am I reading so many books?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure. It's not like you sent like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of TikTok links in the Discord chat over the past several months. Nah, that's
I actually
never
haven't.
happened. Okay, yeah.
You are like, okay. I just want to defend myself. I, first of all, would, but I don't because one, nobody responds to them. And two, nobody responds to them. So I don't send links.
Okay.
I only send something if I find it especially funny.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm going to just start sending you TikToks and you'll really see. That'll show you. It'll show you how I'm never on TikTok.
I'll still ignore them. So
you
no
ignore
order off my back.
everything from me. This is nothing new. You're acting like I don't know what's up. Yeah, see, 122 books don't read themselves, Sam.
Cool.
$122 books just this year.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Only 49 last year.
What? How'd you more than double? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mental illness. Okay, Sam.
Find me someone who says books are a mental illness. I'll wait.
That's me.
Okay. Anyway, who wants to read the second one?
Sam does.
All right, Sam, never mind.
No, yeah, I guess I'm the only one that's played these things, right?
Yep.
I've played God of War 3. You shut your mouth.
Yeah,
I've beaten God of War 3 on three separate occasions.
That doesn't count, I'm afraid, Taylor.
What?
I mean, it's contributing, but for the overall, it's like that's like a drop in the ocean. You know, it's a drop in the bucket.
My brain can't get past how you said that word. That's
Sam,
okay.
I don't think it is because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 God of War games. God of War 3. Okay, sorry. Then there would be 5. No, there would be 5 on PS3, PS2, and PSP. Having beaten one of them, that's 20% of the bucket of the ocean.
Well, no, that's wrong because there's 6 on PS3 and PSP.
1 through 3. All right, yeah. Ascension. No, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6. You're right. Okay, 1/6 is a lot more than a drop.
I don't know. That looks like a 6th to me, which is
a 6th is more than a drop in a bucket, Sam.
Okay, but it's less than 25%. So, you know,
Sam, 1/6 of water in the ocean.
Are you closer to not having played any God of War games or having played all God of War games? You're closer to not having played all
1, 2, 3. There's how many games total? I guess 8.
Yeah.
Having played
and you've
3.
Played 3.
So I need to beat 2 more. Is that what you're saying, Sam?
Yeah, it is. Then you'll qualify. Okay. gatekeeping. Love to see it. Anytime.
That's how you
Anyway,
grow, boss.
Right.
maybe
Anyway, Sam,
maybe this will prompt you to
read
do
it. Read it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Get it.
We have a God of War game remaster rumor that is percolating.
Big grain of salt. Largest grain of salt since salt. Sorry.
Yes, since salt. So coming from Lunatic Ignis on Twitter, which is a somewhat prolific insider, bit of a patchy record, but they've nailed some things. They said, quote, "Yes, the rumors are true. God of War Greek Saga Remastered, in brackets, not the actual title, is in the works at Santa Monica Studios and Nix's Software. The development is finished and they are just waiting for an announcement releasing in 2025, with an announcement somewhere between December and March." They further specified that this remaster will include not only God of War 1, God of War 2, and God of War 3, but also the PSP games Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, and then God of War Ascension as well. So 6 games supposedly bundled in to this remaster port bundle. A couple of other, not insiders, but people with connections have picked up on this and have said that they've heard things. I myself posted in the Discord, I'd heard of this a couple of times. All I had heard was just the trilogy. I hadn't heard anything about the PSP games in Ascension. That seems like a lot, because then what are you, if this thing is real, what are you pricing that at? Where you're giving people 6 remastered games together in a bundle. Granted, they're older, but like that seems weird that you would do even just a full price release of 70. That seems low for Sony, considering what they're doing with their more recent remasters of more recent games. Yeah, I'm not convinced. This is like similar to like the Gears of War collection in my head, where this thing has percolated for a long time, and plenty of people have heard like relatively solid things about it, but I just don't know if it ever actually materializes.
Yeah, and what is this guy's track record? This leaker, it's a little weird. It's a little uneasy to me.
Yeah, like I said, it is patchy. I don't know off the top of my head everything that they've said and gotten right or wrong, but they have. It's not like they have a 100% miss record. They have known some things, although I think. No, that's wrong. That was somebody else I'm thinking of. There are less reliable leakers out there, is what I would say. That doesn't mean that you can immediately take everything that this guy says as fact. I wouldn't, but yeah, I think the logic is there, considering everything that Sony is doing with their most beloved core IP right now.
Well, there's also the show coming out soon too.
Well, that's sort of precisely where I was going, where they're doing these remasters of all these games, Last of Us and Horizon and everything, Until Dawn, with the movie coming out, and with God of War being as popular as it is, there aren't ways to natively play the old God of War games on PS5 currently. This would be a way to achieve that. And also with the show, assuming it does actually come to fruition, it would make sense that they would want you to be able to access every God of War game very easily on the PS5.
My guess is they'll sell this for 60. That's my guess.
I think that's low.
Well,
I'm not advocating for it to be higher, but
how much was the Spyro trilogy remake, basically?
I couldn't tell you.
It wasn't that expensive. I think it was 40. Hold on.
But then that wasn't
PlayStation
Sony.
Wouldn't make it that cheap. That was a third-party Activision title. They'll put the premium tax on it. They'll make it 60 or 70. Well, assuming they put all 6 games on,
it's $40.
Yeah, but again,
Reunited trilogy is 40. So,
but again, that's not PlayStation. Obviously,
I know,
Spiral.
but what I'm saying is that like exactly. So it's 3 games for $40. So I don't think that saying 6 games for $60 or however many 7, whatever it is. Like I think that seems like a reasonable.
Yeah, no, I think. Well, you get into the conversation where it seems like it's a good deal, but then you say, but these games are X amount old. You know, it's the age-old chat. I think 6-game collection for $60 is a good deal. That's my take.
And to be clear, I was suggesting that I would have thought they'd charge more than full price for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you think as like an anthology, maybe charge $80 or something?
Precisely.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like I think I just generally disagree because I think that they're trying to get more money out of a franchise, like out of games that are already like gone. Like they're not making money on them right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And not to be like crazy conspiracy, but if this did happen, if we're taking this as like this is going to happen, I also think this is going to sound, preposterous. That could be something that could feasibly, very easily go across to something like the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think that generally PlayStation are probably going to be porting legacy stuff over to Nintendo. I don't think they're going to keep Xbox alive by giving it software. But Nintendo, they're doing Lego Horizon. And I imagine that will do relatively well for them. And Switch 2 inherently can't have all of the new PS5 or PS6 games because it literally can't run them. But if it can run, remastered PS3 or PS4 games, like you said, Bree, very easy way of just making essentially free money. Where, yeah, some work has to go into remastering these old games, but depending on the level of the remaster, minimal compared to a brand new game. So I'd be down. I mean, I played all of them, but I'd buy them again. Even if they were all just brought up to the level of God of War 3 remastered.
I was about to start buying them secondhand for PS3 over the coming months, but if this collection is swirling around, it's like, hold out, I guess. Well, let's see what the leaker lunatic Ignis said. Releasing in 2025 with an announcement in December, sometime from December through March.
Yeah,
is right. So that's the leaker, or that's the rumor. So.
If it does happen, I could see an announcement at the Game Awards.
That's December. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was it? God of War Valhalla, the DLC for Ragnarok, that was announced at the Game Awards last year. So they have a precedent of appearing there. I would imagine PlayStation will show up a few times at this year's Game Awards, to be honest. But yeah, and I will just rope in because it jumped to the top of my head whilst we were talking about it. I did say we did write down, but we didn't get to it last week about the Nixes thing.
Whoops. Yeah.
But it's worth roping in here because the leaker is saying that it's coming from Santa Monica and Nixes. And obviously Nixes is currently doing Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, which is coming out at the end of this month. And they said in a Twitter post, quote, after 5 PlayStation PC ports, the first big PlayStation content project from Nix's software is coming up in relation to Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. So, yeah, Nixes were acquired and primarily solely up to this point known for doing PC ports of games, but it's the first big PlayStation content project from them. So that could line up where they are, again, they're almost in a way, maybe not quite one for one, but maybe they're becoming the remaster/remake studio in PlayStation, alongside the PC speciality. Whereas if we're to understand the rumors that Bluepoint are moving on to a new original thing of their own, maybe Bluepoint are shifting away from the remakes, and Nix's is kind of in some ways filling that void. Zero Dawn Remastered suggests that, and if this comes to fruition, Nix's could be the one that is just pumping out these remasters or bundles or collections of their old games. Because this would set a precedent as well if you are remastering PS3 titles and making them natively available on PS5.
Don't tell me my PS3 games I just bought are going to be worthless to me, Sam.
I'm just saying that could feasibly set a precedent that then allows other PS3 IP that is stuck there to come over in the future as well.
Mm-hmm.
God of War, obviously far more popular than any of the other Infamous or Resistance or Killzone, no doubt. But maybe, like, down the line, those things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Food for thought.
Plus, we have that Croc remake coming.
Yes. Above them all, yeah. That's right at the top.
Oh,
Game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Silly. Isn't that right, Toph?
Would you guys play, if this was real, would you buy and then play through all of the games?
No.
The God of War games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
Bree doesn't like old God of War.
What is that? Why that you don't like the old style or the ultra violence? What is it?
I just don't feel the need to go back, and I have enough to play already.
Good answer. Get shut down, Sam.
To each their own. And you know,
hey,
you
listen,
just...
as a woman, I don't like violence. You know, we should remove violence from video games.
Oh,
that's right.
Boy,
yes.
Here we go.
Yeah. Gamergate. What? Sorry, what?
There is no violence in Dark Souls.
There isn't. There's only love.
That's what a serial killer will say. Yeah.
God, I need to get a Dark Souls tattoo.
Speaking of serial killers, Sam, Barry is such a good show.
Okay, the pause was a little bit too long there, where it was like, speaking of serial killers, Sam, Barry.
Sam, do you have something to tell us?
The show, Barry is so good. I forgot to mention in the intro. I'm on like season 3 now.
Oh,
it is so good.
Bill Hader.
He's mad that we've outed him as a serial killer.
Bree, I think you would love Barry.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a show called Barry where Bill Hader plays a hitman turned actor. And it's about his journey taking acting classes while being a hitman in the background.
Is it a comedy?
It's a comedy dramedy.
Dramedy?
It's on HBO.
I'll consider it. I have to watch. There's a spooky TV show I have to watch.
Anyway.
So.
Anyway. Oh, shout out. Happy 15th anniversary. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. You hate on what? Whoa.
That was a good game.
No way. Sam, you don't like Uncharted 2?
Taylor, you're always jumping to conclusions, my boy. I was vomiting at the idea that it's been 15 years since that game came out.
Okay. Phew. For a second, I was going to have
what it means is Sam's old.
I'm old.
Taylor and I were young. Sam, he's old.
That's right. That's how age
you know
works.
How much younger I look when I shave this?
Same.
That's just the truth for all men. You shave anything and you just look like a baby.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Uncharted 2, tied with for me with Uncharted 4 is my favorite Uncharted. Good times. Zarevich, me boy, Chloe.
I think the first Uncharted is the best out of all of them.
Whoa! Hang on.
Uncharted 1 needs a remake. You heard it here first. Uncharted Drake's Fortune needs a remake in the Uncharted 4 or better engine. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, of all the games to get a remaster or a remake, Uncharted, you know.
Well, it already got a remaster on PS4. I still think it should be remade.
Yeah. But I mean, like you say,
anyway,
Drake's Fortune.
Yeah,
at least
that's some of the best. Still, I think the best set piece in the series. All I'm going to say is it involves a train.
God, you guys, that was so funny.
I liked the plane from 3.
The plane from 3 was very good.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Someday I'll play 4. It's not today, but
I think.
Did you play Lost Legacy, Taylor?
Yeah, you'd like. I beat Lost Legacy. Yeah. I played all the Uncharted. I've beaten 1 and 2 and 3 on Crushing. I did not beat 4 on Crushing because I got too frustrated.
Yeah.
Or Lost Legacy, but yeah. Uncharted 2 was like my childhood game.
Port Golden Abyss over PlayStation.
Good idea. I never played Golden Abyss.
It's a good game. One of the Vita's best.
Isn't that the same as that Golden Idol game?
Not even slightly.
Golden Idol, I hardly know.
Taylor, we're just gonna win Fantasy Critic, right? Like, I mean, now that Rise of the Golden Idol is coming out, we've won. That's like another 90.
I think we won. I think our victory was cemented when Astrobot got a confirmed release date this year, and it was real.
Yeah.
That was the point where it was kind of all bets are off.
Yeah.
And the previews came out, and it was as good as it was. Yeah, that was it for sure. Kev had it. Yeah.
We've got Rise of the Golden Idol, and we got Flight Simulator.
Flight Sim,
still to come.
Right? Yeah, next year will be interesting. At this point, Sam, we just need to. I think I need to do some pregame for you with you for next year, because that's where I'm at right now.
It's gonna be tough.
Right now, Bree and Kev are in a fight for second. So.
Yeah.
You know, can I be honest with you guys?
Yeah.
Can we like set aside the competition just for half a second, and I'll be bummed that Wanderstop isn't coming. I understand.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Oh, that's like the Animal Crossing alchemy game thing,
right? Made by Stanley Parable people.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, right. I'm just like, I'm not gonna cry about it because I hope that, I hope that things go well for them. I want things to go well for them. But what I will cry is that it won't be in my hands this year.
You imagine? I mean, I don't know. It might not be, but I do. As much as they said that they would be okay, I do think I can summate a lot of that delay potentially down to the Annapurna thing.
Yeah, which is such a freaking bummer. Like, and I'm not, to be very clear, I'm not mad about like the Annapurna stuff. Like, I'm not. They did what they had to do. Full support to them. I'm mad that I'm not going to have the game.
It could have been one of my top games of the year if it came out.
It could have been game of the year. Now it won't be. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's definitely not going to be this year because we haven't.
Well, yeah.
We will play it, but alas.
Rest in peace.
We just don't need. We aren't even going to counterpick anything, Taylor. We've got a counterpick left to make. We're just going to leave it open. We can just tank the 15 points, and we're still going to win very comfortably.
Let me open up the Fantasy Critic.
Or maybe, Bree. I mean, like the game's over.
Do you really want to start the beef with me?
The game's right. It's over. We've won, right? So we might as well consult.
You know what's so funny to me is that you guys were like paying attention and trying this year, and I was desperately trying to get you guys to help me with picking stuff and paying attention and all of this stuff last year, and I couldn't get an ounce of attention. And now look, and now you guys are winning first place.
Well, I'm not sure.
Now that you don't have me babysitting you,
I'm not sure how true that is. I felt I was relatively clued in. I just made some sketchy choices.
All
We made riskier choices last year and they didn't pan out, and then we got counterpicked, and then the rules of the league screwed us over a couple of times, like with Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, I'm still mad about that. But...
So am I. I'm with you. But I would say
no. In all honesty, I do like the teams this year. I've been having a good time.
I can't believe frame by frame counterpicked Black Myth Wukong.
I can't. That's not even the worst one.
Kevin counterpicked Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Smart at the time, but that really screwed him.
I had a feeling, dude. I had a feeling that. All right.
I know. Thanks, guys. Like, I feel like that, like, your guys' interaction has helped my team. You know?
Yeah.
Wait, is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle still coming out this year?
This is what I was about to say. I kind of feel like counterpicking that, to be honest.
Sam,
because I'm not confident.
I think we should counterpick.
It's either that or Stalker in my head.
I think Stalker would be a worse game. Let's do Stalker.
Yeah, there's justifications for both. I think, I said, we can sit on it because neither game is coming out for a little while. So see if any previews come out, if any scuttlebutt starts happening, and then we can act.
I think all of our games are almost out. I think we only have a couple left.
Maybe Silk Song, shadow drops at the Game Awards.
I am trying to not be a negative Nancy about it, but like I really am like, when is this game coming out? And it's okay, to be very clear, it's not an attack on the devs for taking their time making the game. It's attack on the marketing of like, why have we known this game has existed for so long? And why is it always, it's coming out this year. It's coming out this year. It's coming out this year. It's coming out soon. Guys, it'll be here soon. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even think that the game is in like any kind of development hell because they had like the formula down already for it. Just different character, different abilities, different area.
Do you know what, like, and this isn't a bit, I promise. I actually kind of think that a lot of it is Xbox's fault. And why I say that, it's not a bit. Why I say that is because was it 2021 or 22, they had the showcase where they said everything in the showcase is coming out in the next 12 months. And for whatever reason, Silk Song was there. And I think that then set the idea in people's heads, maybe, that Silk Song, understandably so, was closer to release than not. So everybody is, I think, starting there, being like, okay, well, Silk Song's going to be close because they market it in a showcase where everything was coming out in the next year. So it's got to be, it might slip a little bit, but so it's like, this year is the year, this year is the year, this year is the year. I think that's a big part of the problem. Because I don't think Team Cherry has said that much. I might be wrong. Like individually on their own, they keep saying it's coming and they show stuff very, very occasionally. But I don't know that they've ever said a year.
No, but the thing is I think you're totally right with the Xbox showcase. I'm mad at Xbox for that. I also think that they have made allusions to the fact that the game's coming soon kind of thing, where they're like, don't worry guys, it'll be ready soon, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
it's fine. I will play the game when it comes out day one, and I will sob in relief that it's here and be so thrilled about the music. It's fine. I am confused by when it's
that's the noise horn it makes, isn't it?
I don't know. That sounded more of like a Link noise, but
yeah.
I don't know.
No, isn't Link Yata? Isn't
No.
that Link? No, okay.
No.
Anyway,
like, where's my princess at?
Did we get any questions for this week?
Like, where's my woman?
I forget to put out questions again. I did. Great.
I can't believe Life is Strange Double Exposure hadn't been picked up, by the way.
Oh well. That's right.
I mean, how much faith do you have? You know, I love True Colors.
I was gonna say, I think you're a bigger fan of Life is Strange than I am.
Yeah, I just I feel like Don't Nod and everything, and Deck Nine and all those people, the patchy track record at best. I get it. I want to believe. I'd love for you to be correct. It's not going to affect us either way, really. So I'd love for it to
Nobody's
be like
countered
a 9
it.
to 5. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen enough to be sure either way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think I'm going to call it here for this show. We'll save your little Astro tidbit for next show, Sam. Okay. All right. Also, we're doing a post show for $1 patrons. You get early access to our show. And you get access to the post show where we talk about all things like dating and finding Sam's house on Street View and Bree's experiences with. Can I say that?
With what?
The Mormon Church.
That's fine. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to test boundaries. Tough. Oh, you're back.
Doesn't bother me.
Post show today, guys.
Brianna's experience with a cult.
Post show. All right, we're doing a post show.
I have no idea.
And that said, thank you all so much for listening. Before we get to the post show, you can find us on YouTube.com at CFV Game Media and our Discord, Extra Life. Links are all in the description. Where can people find you, Sam?
Anywhere and everywhere at Sam Heaney, Heaney.
Okay, Mr. Who talks like that?
Mr.
Top talks like that. What about you, Bree?
You can find me at Fabulous Brianna, FabulastBreanna.
All right. You can find me as Taylor on the Discord, also on PlayStation at Mr. Carter9, MrCarternine. Until next time, have a good one. Oomfies. Bye-bye.
Bye.